again. I hope everybody blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Um, we are all going through different reflections of where you're being placed in solitude for you to get a deeper understanding about your life purpose, your soul mission, and being guided towards your elevation that is truly deserving of you. So allow yourself to reap the benefits of all the change that's taking place in your life that you didn't see coming. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the video is informative, give you good vibes, inspiration, or uplift that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance or needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Um, Go ahead and turn that up. The last one was loud as I don't know what. The channel I'm using today is called Awakening Planet. The background music is called 528 Hertz Raised Vibration Boost Positivity. Miracle Tone for Balancing Emotions, Meditative Music. And I'll post their information um, in the description box below. The video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, heading towards separation to being to separation is preparing you to receive your elevation. It is so true. I've gone through different parts of my life where I've cut out a lot of people out of my life, or universe set up different things for people to walk out, like in my life, and it was like at times it was stressful, especially with a lot of things I was enduring. It just felt like I really didn't have anybody to talk to, or that can truly relate, or it's just certain times that I felt like I had to be placed in a moment of solitude for myself, to just receive the clarity for my purpose, being able to get a deeper understanding. I don't know about you, it's just like certain things that you may deal with that it seems hard for you to break away from, or it's like old patterns, old wounds, and you really having to go doing the Heyoka way, going deep down to see why certain things happening. It's like with my situation, I used to always have an issue, where I would be triggered if I mentioned my mom's ex-husband, or certain things that, him and his wife used to do or whatever. And it really put me in a world of disappointment, hurt. I'll be crying to the point where, my eyes are swelled shut, just trying to really understand why a person I really thought highly of, had high regards and respect for, would go out their way to hurt me like that, rob me from any kind of happiness it was, where it came from my children or just even my very well being or mental health, and it really took me that long time to really understand, even though you carry this man's last name, which I can't wait to change, and just for that being your father, a dad can be anybody, but it takes a special someone to be your father. And I had to really allow myself to really separate from that pain, from that trauma, anguish, whatever it was, anger, and just allow myself to see that he wasn't supposed to be in your life as a father figure, but he was supposed to be that reflector to break you away, traumatize you, to break you away from old patterns, or illusions that you were being guided by. And a lot of times it's hard. You have to be able to allow yourself to really see it for what it truly is, for you to get that understanding, so it can give you not, you know, not like it's going to be an easier thing to heal from per se. Yeah, it will be, but it just depends on your situation, on what you have going on that has really traumatized you to where you're stuck in that funk and you're really trying to separate it from it. So it's just just like universe will have a lot of things that'll take place, because it's like with my life, I always try to push forward no matter what's going on, and it would just seem like things were coming at me in so many different ways. And it's just like, I'll get so angry and just tell the universe I'm trying my best to stay positive here. There's so many different things that are popping off left and right, left and right, left and right. Or it was a blessing when people that had endured some kind of traumatic experience like I did, just being able to understand there's somebody out there that really can relate to the issues that you have, and just being able to understand there's always a deeper understanding to the purpose of everything you endure. And a lot of times it takes for you to have to go through it in a repetitive cycle for you to understand, get that deeper understanding. So a lot of times you are being set up to where you're being placed in solitude, because it's like when you have so many different people around you, it's hard for you to be able to focus on yourself at times. You're focusing on yourself at times, but you got so many things going on around you. I was watching this video. I forgot what it was on, and I mean, it was like I took a nap because I wasn't feeling good that day. And I just so happened to get up 10 minutes before that video came on, and it was something that I needed to hear. It was like why God put you by yourself. And a lot of times you have to be able to separate yourself from the distractions. You got to separate yourself from the BS. As soon as I said that, all my hair is on the shoulder. And sit up here and stood up and make my back of my neck itch. But you getting that deeper understanding when you're by yourself, because when you're by yourself, you know, you can allow yourself to get a deeper understanding of what is being dealt to you, what you need to break away from, how you need to change your focus, um, being able to change your pattern of everything, um, being everything that's taking place in your life. Um, and it would be very hurtful. I would even see people that I knew that was going, through almost the same thing, and they're really trying to understand like why, people are leaving me. Why are these things happening? Why is it like I don't went above and beyond for certain people, and they don't went out their way to hurt me? I went through that. It was just like going through my situation and finding out the truth of what had taken place. I lost my mind damn near, trying to really understand, like, it took me a minute. I'm like, no, no, they didn't do this. No, 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 no. I know they didn't do this. And it took me to that point where I was, I almost went over the edge with it. But, it was just from grace of God. My dad, my mom, everybody that is passed over that I'm strongly spiritually connected to, kept me from doing some really stupid stuff, because when I seen it, I seen red, and I really wanted to do some damage. But then I allowed myself, I had to go through that pain of desertion. I had to go through the pain of deception, going through that traumatic incident, because it was like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And then, reflectors was coming back into my life to really knock me down, and it became very sad for me, because it was just like you were willing to lose, really make me lose my life over financial blessings that was not even in the situation you're in. Because a lot of times we feel like with my situation, it wasn't about money, but it was like to me that, I used to get mad because I'm just like, I'm not about the money. It's not a materialistic thing to me. But if there's something that has been left to me, I have that right. But it's more about me being able to seek closure. It's more about me being able to understand my dad on a level I wasn't able to understand him for. We were always open on talking, but it was just like when my situation come there, people always used to ask, "You didn't know? How did you not know?" From the interviews and stuff he would constantly do. And that's what you have to understand. When I got my dad, as Uncle Roger, as I called him, it was two different people. Everybody has a mask. Everybody has their level of how they want to be seen, how they want to be viewed. But with him, I got him to his purest form. Like, he could be vulnerable with me. But when I see him, on a different side of the street, it was something totally different. So I couldn't put two and two together, but I knew there was something going on. But, it was just a blessing that I had him to support me on that spiritual level, because that bond was severed while he was still living. There was nothing, I would feel like there was a big chunk of me missing, you know. But then, when he passed on, it now is like 10 times stronger than what it was when he was here. So, going through all those different things, I had to go through my long time to really understand the pain that I was carrying, understand my purpose, really trying to allow myself to heal because my mind was like, it just felt like it was so fried from pain, trauma, different situations that I didn't really understand, going through a mental and emotional breakdown, and as well as spiritual, going through all those different things. I felt angry because it was like people that I really, called friends and family just deserted me when all these things has happened. When people that knew about the situation went ghost on me because they didn't want to see that for me. And it was very sad. It was very sad when I go through at times, I see myself going back in them old ways and I say, I can't. My heart can't take that anymore. You know, um, Even though I was robbed of a couple of things, I have to be blessed with a couple of things as well. I had that, stronger connection, with my dad metaphysically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually is just really on point for me. Being able to have my mom that passed over, um, even though that's not my biological mom, that's the mom I knew. That's the mom I loved. That's the mom that raised me. She had passed away and she's helping me through all these different things that has gone on in my life. And then it's just like a lot of times we carry that regret, we carry guilt on certain things that's taken place in our life. And I always tell people, and I have to remind myself too, don't feel guilty from the decisions you made. Everything happened the way it was supposed to. It's strategically designed for you and mine. Basically, you had to go through these life lessons. You had to have them hiccups. You had to have them f ups. You had to have them backstabs. You had to go through setbacks, failures, mishaps, and all these things because it taught you something of value that you needed to go along with your journey. It's taking you places. You can't never thrive for greatness if everything was always handed to you. You had to be able to earn those things. And then while you're earning those things had to be snatched away. And when they gave you a little bit, you had to be grateful for just that little bit that happened. Because when you're allowing yourself to show that attitude of gratitude of everything that's coming in your life, no matter how big or small, it was something that was being guided towards you, and that's something that you had to be grateful for. And it's just the more, and it's just like with my situation, it was always based on um uh it was always based on materialistic things when people projected things towards me. And it was always that I always had to suffer emotionally and financially with 3 children. That was very hard, but I had to learn how to sacrifice. I was in that survival mode for a long time when it came to my kids, and I did what it took to take care of my children. But then when I found out all the things that happened, I always wonder why, everybody else in my family was like, on my dad, my mom's ex-husband's side, was so successful and I was always the mess up. They made it project towards me that I was always the mess up. There was nothing better I could be except being a peasant, and that's how I always was presented towards people. That was how I was always looked at, and to that point where I started believing that. But I had to allow myself to draw back and get out that pattern. When people see good into you, and they know if you get your mind together and venture off to what you really are passionate about, it can go, out like very extraordinary. You would be in a league of your own. There's nothing that nobody can compare you to, because if there's something of a love of art, of passion, of anything that is not just going to impact your life and your surrounding in a positive way with people that haven't even came into your life yet, you know people would try to stop that in any kind of way. And that's what happened towards me. And I had to allow myself to keep pushing. I had to allow myself to keep recognizing what was taking place. And it was just like when I'm telling universe, I'm trying my hardest, you tell me to go this way. Next thing you know, I got people trying to box me in and trying to keep me away from it. And it's just like, or if I try to do this and I speak my truth, there's people lashing out at me saying I'm being a bigot, or I'm being a bully, or I'm being a narcissist, or I'm being a sociopath, or I'm lying. And it's just like, you have to understand, you're going to trigger a lot of other people's unprocessed insecurities. They're going to speak through ego when you're not speaking, they're speaking through their massive ego while you're speaking through your soul of truth. There's a big difference. People, when they see something good about you, they don't want that to be recognized. They want to have you recognize as whatever is negative they want to be able to present to you of how they see themselves. So they have to be able to lash that out at you. So while you're in your zone of lone time, you get to allow yourself to see yourself on every angles. What do you want to do with your life? What do you feel your meaning of purpose is? Where are you being guided towards? What do you need to change to stay focused on what you're trying to bring into your life, and not be trying to keep on focusing on what you're trying to get out your life? You have to be able to appreciate those times. You can't appreciate achieving the greatest of success if you did not endure the, the darkness, or the lowest of failures. You can't appreciate blessings if you haven't suffered enough. And it's just like when I see my situation, I had to allow myself to draw back from just, because it's like when people found out who my father was, that's all they seen was ding, 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 money signs, money, money signs. If people weren't trying to block me from things, people were trying to, be around me just to be able to benefit off of me. And I was very selective about my life, and it's not like something I'm bragging to somebody about or rubbing it in their face. This is something, it's just like when I put my collages together with me, my pictures of me and my dad together. I love those things, because I don't have too many things that represents my dad except just me, and my kids. But it is just like a lot of people were felt some type of way about my pictures or when I was singing stuff like that. And there were some people that appreciated it. It was like this was me speaking my truth. A lot of times I had to be very careful about the things that I said because people would try to block me from things or they would start looking at me another way. There would be times when I've been here, oh, Roslynn, you done said so much and helped me out for so much and this and this and this and that. And you really have helped me turn my life around. And I'm just like, I'm not the one who did that. All I had to do was just give you vibes of encouragement. You had to be able to find that within yourself. Because I know a lot of us have endured things in life where you didn't have that support. People didn't support you on your dreams. So I supported you on your desires. And, I was always that person. If they tell me, hey, Roz, I got this going on, what you think about that? Which was already a blessing to me because I'm like, dang, they respect my opinion because they know I'm going to keep it real with them. I've had a lot of people that, I asked their opinion about things and they downright sent me towards failure just because they didn't want to see something good happen for me. And I used to get pissed off because I'm just like, I will always send you words of encouragement. I will always want you to do better than what you were doing 5 minutes ago. But you couldn't see that within yourself to do the same for me. But see, was me. I was speaking through truth. I was doing things from a good intention. Some people, if they have been robbed of so many things, and when they see somebody else with something, they already feel like that person's not entitled to that. I deserve something like that, but I'm not gonna get it. So I'm going to sit up here and block her on hers. And I had to allow myself to really cut myself away from a lot of people. Some people knew like, Dad, Rosalind, are you serious? You really had to go through that? I'm like, yeah. I was guided through this just because of what I went through. And it wasn't easy. I had to leave myself out for me to be able to speak my piece and not worry about what I was being judged for, not seeking validation from other people. And that was hard for me to do at times because when it first happened, I was so happy to be able to know, that part of myself that I was constantly robbed of. And it was just like, and on top of that, just to see who my dad was, that was already an honor anyway. I'm like, Dad, pass that down. That's beautiful to me. But a lot of people didn't see it as that. There were some people that just, oh, I'm in love with your dad, this and this and this and that. He don't really got me through with all this music. But then when it came to me, you love me on limitations. I said, well, you didn't love my dad. And like, why you say that? I said, when you love somebody, it's not, oh, I love you if. No, it's either you love that person or if you don't. You don't love people with limitations. If you don't have selective love, you can keep all that mess to yourself because I ain't got time for it. Either you're gonna love me for what I am and take me for all my flaws and all, or you're gonna allow yourself to step back and let me do what I need to do. You have to do that because it was at times where I always felt like I had to convince people I was right of things, where I had to convince people because there would be times people would see that and still try to act like they didn't see anything or they didn't want to acknowledge it. It was like, it's okay. My dad will always tell me, even when he was saying in interviews, people gonna always think what they want to think. They're gonna always have their meaning, their version of you. You could either have a good version of somebody, you probably cut somebody out, and you left them alone. So they're gonna say a whole bunch of bad stuff about you, and they want everybody to see you that way as well. But there's gonna also be some people that you have really uplifted, you have really helped them out, you don't gave them blessings beyond blessings, and they're gonna appreciate that and just say, hey, that person that really did some good things for me. Now I've had people do that for me, and I'm very grateful for that. And it's just like you give somebody a word of encouragement where I was being that open book to be judged. I had to allow myself to not seek on the outside sources of validation. Is how about I saw myself. I see myself in transformation. I had to allow myself to change how I saw the world. Because if I see the world as in chaos, that's basically saying my life is in chaos. I see the world as in changing where things need to improve, just like I see myself going through changes. And there are certain parts of me that needs to be improved. And that's how you have to see things. I had to allow myself to stop judging people. There was a long time, even I had to allow myself to snap back when I'm looking at my situation on what people I'm still dealing with that I'm, breaking free from. I had to allow myself to drop back and stop judging them, even though, you don't really piss me off and you done did some things I would dare not to do to you because I got a conscience. Everybody got their way of reason for doing the things that they do. But then I had to allow myself to know you're speaking through your truth. You're doing things from good intentions. People that don't want to see you do good or they want to see you, fail at things, they're going to be speaking things through ego. They're going to try to do everything in their power to block you from things. The universe, and, I asked them, hey, what do you want me to speak on today? To shed light on when it comes to other people trying to shed light, basically directing them towards what they need to see within themselves. Say, hey, I need you to do that. Whoa. You want me to do what now? I say, I'm not trying to block my blessings because you tell me to do that. And they were like, Roslynn, we're telling you to do this. So how is it your blessings being blocked? If you're not telling anything directly about certain things and you're just focusing on the now, how can they block you from anything? Because whatever they try to block you from, that don't guarantee it's going to be blocked. If you know you're doing everything from truth and you're not sitting up here bragging or you trying to do this, and this, and that, let the left hand know what the right hand doing, you know, your doors are going to be open, and no matter who feels like you don't deserve what. And I was like, well, touche, touche, got to be able to do that. And it's just like you have to have faith in yourself as they have faith in you. So you have to go through those times of solitude. This is the only way you're gonna get that deeper understanding when you ain't gonna have outside sources, directing you in places you're not supposed to be. Because a lot of times, just for the company we keep and how we talk about amongst them and how we see the world is a reason why we're still in the same situation we're in because we're blocking our own blessings. You're standing in the way of the process of your progress, and they don't need you to do that. Because it was just like there's times where before my spiritual awakening, before this spiritual awakening, I was dealing with my gifts and didn't know what that was. I thought I was going crazy because I was hearing different people's thoughts. I would end up punching out saying something about different people's thoughts, and I'm trying to understand what that was. And I used to tell people, hey, can you come hang with me, because I just don't like being alone with my thoughts. And they were looking at me like, what the heck is wrong with you? You mentally something wrong with you? I'm like, shoot, I'm been back and forth, to therapy just because of the things that I went through in life, just because of the things I endured. And I don't regret those times, but it's just you have to allow yourself to know not everybody is good company for you. There's a lot of times you got to focus on and be very careful about the company you keep, about what circles you tend to migrate towards, where you need to draw yourself back from. There's I'm blessed because the fact is I got a new Facebook, and then they ventured me out to IG because so many people are asking, Roslynn, you got an IG account? No, 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 not yet. It's enough to already deal with Facebook by itself. But it was like you have to be able to get out there. There's so many people awakening, that's going through intense awakening. They're really trying to find their place in the world. And it's not like I'm saying I'm above and beyond everybody, but they gave me this gift of purpose to be able to speak my truth through different incidences as being an empath and being a Heyoka. And being able to do that, there's people that know that they're an empath, but then they're trying to understand why they don't fit in the category of what the empaths are because theirs is a lot deeper, and that's the reason why they guided me towards this. And it's just a blessing I can be able to speak that and other people can get something for what I speak on. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. So they're going to sleep like around 4:30 this morning after working out. And I'm tired and then woke up at like 9:30. So I'm going to try to go ahead and push out another video. If not, I'll go ahead and do some tomorrow. But I'm going to try my hardest to go ahead and push this out. It depends on after I don't finish getting all the stuff typed up. So if not, I'll just see you on my next video. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to Divine Timing, Lisa Lynn, and Cynthia V, and Jane Riley. Really, Riley. And Sherry Nelson, much love to you. And I will see y'all on my next video. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a line. Matter of fact, this is gonna be my last video, y'all, because I'm gonna take me a nap. I'm tired. Drop me a line. You can hit me up privately if you want me to give you a deeper understanding about your spiritual purpose, but you don't feel comfortable with leaving a comment on the tube of you. I totally get it. You can find me on Facebook Messenger. You don't have to have the actual page to have the messenger. Just look me up under my name. Shoot me a text. Let me know you connect with me here. You're a part of the Heyoka family, and let me know what you need help with on trying to find a deeper purpose in your life. Uh, Networking. That's all I'm doing because I've been getting a lot of you know you hit people up online. No, I don't do that. I'm just here networking. So I'm gonna leave my IG information. You can always DM me there as well. If I can't give you the answers that you're needing, I will always find the materials to help you out to broaden uh, your purpose, understanding broaden you know, your knowledge of your purpose. See, that's why I know I'm tired because I can't even get my words right. Like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel, drop a line. I would love the chance to give you a post notification shout out. I know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything you're trying to manifest in your life comes 100 million times more than what you asked for, prayed for, even expected, and same as when you're receiving. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And I will see y'all on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.